Habits of the top 1% of producers in all of real estate. So you want to be a top producing real estate sales agent. Well, what kind of habits do top producers have in common? Wouldn't you like to know? Because if you knew what kind of habits they had, perhaps you could go and implement them on a daily basis starting right now. Well, in this video, I'm going to share 5 habits that top producers have in common. If you look at what they do, I can almost guarantee you that you'll see that they do all 5 of these things as a part of just how they go about their week and ultimately their life. My name is Tyler Roicki. I help people build income and wealth in real estate, and I run an international real estate team at eXp Realty. If you get any value whatsoever out of this video, all I'd ask is that you like, comment, and subscribe so that I can continue to share more tips and resources with you in the time ahead. Also, if there is anything I can possibly do to help you now or in the future, go ahead and reach out. You'll find my email along with some other helpful resources for you in the description below. And with that in mind, let's dive into the video. So if you look at the top 1% of producers in our industry, it's likely that you'll find that they have these 5 qualities in common. So what are the 5 habits of the top 1%? Well, the first habit is remarkable boldness. The top 1% of producers are not afraid to put themselves out there. And it's not that they don't have fear, but they remove the fear by moving into action. And that's the exact opposite of what most people do, because most people sense fear, they freeze. Top producers, on the other hand, they have the same fear, but instead of avoiding it or running from it or freezing in their place, they face their fear and move through it. And guess what? Their fear disappears as a result. So you've got to move with boldness if you want to be a top producer. And you've got to realize that boldness means that you're not everybody's flavor. Have you ever thought, how is it that top 1% producers, it just seems like the business comes so easily to them and in abundance? Why is that? Well, that's because they attract a lot of business to them. How would you like to attract business? How would you like to not chase business, but literally be able to attract it in abundance like a top producer? Well, in order to do that, you've got to become a magnet. And so think of what a magnet does. A magnet attracts the right things to it. However, it also repels the wrong things away from it. So you've got to be like a magnet. If you don't have a message that repels some people away from you, you don't have a message that will attract the right people to you. Most people in the real estate business are way too vanilla. They're not honing in their uniqueness and leveraging it. Instead, they're being what they think a realtor is supposed to be, look, sound, and act like. When you instead embrace your flavor and your uniqueness, you stand out that much more. And no matter how hard you try to appeal to everyone, it's simply not going to work. About half of all the people out there are going to be predispositioned to like you, and the other half are going to be predispositioned to not like you. You're far better off doing more for the people who are predispositioned to like you and instead turn them into people that love you as a result of what you do for them than you would be if you took that whole group of people and tried to make all of them be okay with you. It's better if the people who are predispositioned to not like you hate you that much more when you're doing more for the kind of people that actually resonate with you and what you're all about. So don't be vanilla. You're not for everyone. Instead, move with remarkable boldness and do more to attract the people who resonate with you and what you're all about. The second habit of the top 1% of producing real estate agents is incredible connection. The top 1% treat everyone around them as if they are family. The top 1% are people who become great communicators. They get great not just at talking with people, but genuinely being able to connect with people and actually listen. They're great listeners. They're great asker of questions, and they genuinely care about the other people they are connecting with. To the extent when they are out connecting with people, the person on that other side of the conversation feels like they genuinely care and are paying attention to them. And a lot of people people, they're not attentive to listening like that. They're not really putting themselves in the shoes of the other person and thinking about, well, how is this person feeling as a result of this interaction? The top 1% are more cognizant of how they're making other people feel as a result of that interaction they just had. And they care more about it. They care more that that person walks away feeling great about that connection and interaction and knowing that they genuinely cared in what it is that they were discussing, talking about, whatever the case is. There's just more of a genuine connection because the top 1% tend to care more than most other people out there making connections. A lot of people, their connections are very superficial. Their conversations, like, they don't really care how the other person's doing. Most people are just interacting with surface level conversations and connections, and it's not truly genuine if you peel it back. But the top 1%, they're better about making more genuine connections and doing it with more people. And so as a result, you just have a lot more people that have that kind of interaction and experience with them, and that ultimately fuels their business as well. The third habit that the top 1% of producers have is they have intrinsic motivation. What gets them out of bed every single day goes far beyond themselves. It even goes beyond their why. So think about it. How is it that someone who's a top producer can get out of bed every single day and put their best foot forward into progressing and building their business, taking care of people, etc.? Because the reason they do that isn't because they have perfect lives. It's not because they don't have obstacles or challenges or things to deal with and overcome on a regular basis. It's not because it's a perfect scenario. It's not. The top 1%, they have the same challenges, obstacles, problems in life that everyone else goes through. But the difference is amateurs listen to their feelings and professionals do not. Professionals are dealing with the same challenges and obstacles. The difference is they keep moving forward anyway. They've honed their discipline and their ability to keep on marching forward no matter what. And that's because of the intrinsic motivation they've cultivated. The top 1% have big because goals. Those are big, deeply rooted reasons for wanting to do something. They know deep down inside why it is that they're going to keep moving through the storm and get what needs to get done in their business and their lives to not lose the momentum and to keep forging that path forward. The reason why they're getting out of bed each morning is so much bigger than them and their personal goals, and they know they have no other option than to keep on moving. The fourth habit that the top 1% have in common is they have a big bounce back. When small thinkers get scared, they retract. When big thinkers get scared, they take action. The top 1% are big thinkers. They're big time, and when they sense fear, they know that's their time to seize opportunity and to take action. Even when they're up against tough odds or tough circumstances or seemingly impossible obstacles, they know that they will always find a way to win and ultimately move through the fear. The fifth habit that the top 1% of producing real estate agents have is that they focus. They have the ability to lock in and not get distracted by anything. They're intentional with their time. They time block. They use a calendar. They respect their calendar. They stick to their commitments and they follow through on it no matter what happens. They go into a day with a set of critical tasks, the key items that need to get achieved to continue to progress closer towards their goal for the day, and they get it done like clockwork day in and day out. And that's how they keep moving forward week after week, month after month, and year after year. Those who aren't in the top 1% or aren't yet there are not quite as disciplined about their schedule, if they even use one. They're not sticking with their commitments. They might not even be defining what those key critical tasks are that they need to achieve for the day to continue to progress towards their bigger goal. And so top 1%, they don't leave it up to chance. They are disciplined. They seek out discipline. They seek out ways to cultivate discipline so that they can apply it and utilize it to their gain in order to hit the kind of goals that they set out to accomplish. And so there you have it. Those are the 5 habits of the top 1% of producing real estate agents. And at this point, here's what I tell you. If you found this helpful, go ahead and like, comment, and make sure you're subscribed so that I can continue to share more videos like this with you in the time ahead. And buckle down on it. Take these 5 habits: 1, remarkable boldness; 2, incredible connection; 3, intrinsic motivation; 4, big bounce back; and 5, focus. Cultivate each of these 5 things in your business, in your life, apply it, and go and see what happens over the course of time as you move as if you're a top 1% producer today, even if those numbers in dollars haven't hit your bank account yet. If you want to be a top producer, start behaving like a top producer today. And think about it. Do you want to attract business or do you want to chase business? Most people in this business, they're out there chasing business, especially those who are younger on the journey in real estate. But what if you could just position yourself to attract business to you and not have to chase it down day after day, week after week, and year after year? What would your business and life look like? So if you want to attract business, you have to become more attractive. You have to become more like a magnet, like I mentioned. And think about it. What's attractive? It's not just the way you look. It's the way you move. It's the way you operate. Movement, boldness, circulation. That's what's attractive. Those who attract business to them are bold, they're decisive, and they take risks. So take these 5 habits, buckle down on them, apply them into your business immediately, and see how much more attractive you become, since you'll be moving just like a top 1% of producer does in your market area. And do that day in, day out, consistently enough for long enough, and it's only a matter of time until you become one as well. With all that being said, if you're working towards becoming a top producer, I would love to know if there is anything I can do to help you now or in the future. So feel free to reach out to me. You'll find my email along with some other helpful resources for you in the description below. And with that in mind, thank you so much for watching the video, and until next time, I'll look forward to seeing you on the next video.